and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be covering my team selection ahead of Double Game Week 22. If you're loving the content, then please do drop a comment below. Let me know how many doublers you have and who you're considering on captaining in Game Week 22. And also please do drop a like. Let's try hit 60 likes on this video. That would be absolutely fabulous. Lastly, if you're new to the channel, then please do subscribe. Okay, let's get into this. Starting off with how I got on in Game Week 21, De Gea looked so close to keeping a clean sheet. He was only 1 point off getting an extra point with 5 saves. He's been a big disappointment so far, just 3 points from him. It's been 4 game weeks since Liverpool kept a clean sheet. Thankfully, Trent can still grab an attack in return, and that's why we pay the big bucks for him. We'll take that assist and run away with those 4 points. We put up a good fight against City, but it wasn't enough. Arsenal, that is. It did hamper Cancelo's points annoyingly though, with us getting that goal. Was hoping with the 2 goals that City scored that Cancelo may have been amongst them with some involvement, but unfortunately not, just the 2 points from him. Dawson came in for the injured James after the last game. I'm wondering why I decided to chase the double right now. Let's hope he can step up against Norwich and get me a little something more than just 1 point. In midfield, Gray came in for Foden, again chasing the double. He was unlucky not to get anything against Brighton with 2 shots in the box and 1 on target. If you didn't catch my video yesterday, then please do go check it out. But the Leicester game against Everton has been called off this midweek, which now means I am down a double game week player, rather annoyingly, because Gray played so well in the cup and I was really looking forward to having him in another fixture this week. So that's rather a shame, but there we are. I mean, that seems to be happening a lot at the moment. Hopefully, though, he can repay me on the weekend. Moving on with no Salah, I was terrified, but Jota at least delivered an assist to not make me feel so bad about selling the main man. And Bernardo got a little jealous of Jota and felt left out, so decided to scrape a dubious assist to try and match him. Hopefully, Captain Bowen can add a little more to his tally when he plays Norwich. And Sonny came in for Salah, regrettably. He did get an assist and a clean sheet point, but he's now unfortunately injured and not expected to even train until the international break, so I needn't have hitted him in for Game Week 21, which is really quite sad. Up front, Antonio came in for Lacazette. He grabbed a goal against Palace. Fingers crossed for a little more in his second fixture. Lastly, Dennis. Oh, Dennis. The controversy last week with King owners, so upset that Dennis wasn't going to AFCON and they were really annoyed by it. And it didn't matter anyway because the poor guy got pulled at half-time with an injury. I mean, we have to get over this situation where, you know, we're downing players because they're not going away or we didn't get them for particular reasons. It is what it is. Anything could have happened, you know, there's still even talk that he's not meant to play whilst others are in AFCON because he didn't go. So there's still so much that could happen yet. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because you went king that you made the wrong choice. All of that means I'm on 46 points currently, so 38 with my -8 hit. And I'm currently on a red arrow. So I'm in need of the West Ham lads to deliver, especially Bowen and Dawson and Antonio. Let's get some good vibes going for them because I really need it. Moving on to Double Game Week 22, and this is how I'm currently lining up. I would have had 4 doublers if not for the Son injury, and I'm still waiting on news about Dennis. With that, I'm looking at potentially 2-3 doublers at the moment. Now, I have 6.9 million in the bank, and Davis has joined Nottingham Forest on loan. So my initial reaction, like my very quick gut reaction, was to get Ronaldo for Davis and Lookman for Bernardo. But since Son is injured now, it makes sense to keep Bernardo and sell Son instead. There's also some reports that Ronaldo has a hip injury. Apparently, Rangnick said that Ronaldo, Maguire and Jones should all be back for Villa Park on Saturday. So it could just be easier to say he has an injury rather than saying we've rested him in the cup, basically. That said, I don't really want Ronaldo. I'll be completely honest with you. I really am not convinced on the guy. It's 31.6% of owners that are really worrying me. If I can be brave though, if I can be really brave and step away from the crowd, then I may go for King or Kane as my alternatives instead. Kane loves a goal against Arsenal. He's a bit like Vardy in that respect. Okay, Son is down, but it's still a double game week and it's still Kane and he can still score goals. The other thing is that on the whole Dennis King debate, I have watched King the last few weeks not owning him and he looks incredibly dangerous in every match. And I've often sat there thinking, oh, I've made the wrong choice in going with Dennis. So the fact that I could go for King now and have that double up on them is also quite tempting. There's a couple of people that I'm considering for that Son spot. At the moment, you know, it could be Lookman, it could be Maddison, especially as I'll have more cash to spend with selling Son. But I have to keep an eye on that Leicester news, as if they couldn't field enough players for the midweek fixture, they may not make the weekend for me to be able to get Maddison. So at the moment, the top Son replacements I'm looking at are Lookman, Moura, Mount and McAllister. And my Davis replacement would be Ronaldo, Kane or King. As of now, I don't think I'm free hitting. If I can field a potential 11 with 4 or 5 double game week players, and that is my preferred option. That Leeds are struggling with COVID. If this happens to be the case and the West Ham game gets postponed, then I may have to revisit the idea of the free hit because I would be 3 players down. At the moment, I would be struggling to have a bench if that becomes the case. Think I could maybe get through it with a -4, potentially looking at another way to get doublers in, but I'm not really sure I want to lose the likes of Antonio and Bowen, if I'm honest, long term. So a free hit may come into play if that West Ham fixture gets called off. But right now, I like too many of the single game week players and fixtures that I have to throw away that chasing the double. It's looking very likely at this stage that we're going to have an awful lot more doubles to come, and so an awful lot more chances to use our chips. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really hope you're loving the new videos. Please check out the sponsors of this video, Fantasy Football Fix. And remember, if anyone asks you about FPL and you don't want to talk about it, you just say, never you mind, NYM. Until next time, Nympria out.